we don't really have much to discuss as far as that lane is concerned, because I think a lot of people, we only want to know what's right in front of us. See, I had to go looking for it. I'm like, wow, so this dude was 30-some years old, and he just sexually assaulting young 16, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls and doing them all kind of which way or whatever. And then after you doing them that way, you must have been doing something god awful if the bitch killed you. But they so quick to fucking bring up R. Kelly every fucking single time. That's why I'm like, man, that's why I'm disappointed in all our, I would say, our leaders, that I'm not saying you don't condemn R. Kelly and be like, hey, R. Kelly, you on some bullshit. We are not co-signing the bullshit that you got going on. But I'll tell you this, there's more shit going on than we can know that's going on in the dominant society. So let's talk about that as well. Nobody will address that. Everybody, like the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, he's so quick to jump on. Anytime it involves some niggas, they always want to talk shit about some niggas. But anytime it's time to talk shit about white people, because I forget, they're paying him. So he's a slave to the system. So, of course, they have trained their minions, Stephen from Django's and everybody else, to go at people that look like us. That's why I like what Nick Cannon posted. When motherfuckers want to make fun of him, he just posted a picture of Stephen from Django holding his master. Oh, Lord, master, no, that shit. Because everybody coming to Eminem's defense. That's why, and that's what most dominant society do. They want their minions to do it. They ain't finna say shit. That's a fact. These are just things that we gotta learn and we gotta understand. And we have to stop not wanting to educate ourselves. We gotta know what it is. Educate yourself. That's the best way. That's the only way you're gonna know what the fuck it is. If you don't educate yourself, you're gonna be floating up the river without a paddle. That's a fact. I learned how they fuck with things, especially when you're watching certain things. Even when you on YouTube and you trying to upload some shit and you trying to make sure shit is, them motherfuckers, let me tell you what they do. They'll fuck with the algorithms. They'll fuck with your connection. And let me tell you, this is how I know they fuck with the connection. Because if you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, Cox cable is not cheap for internet. And for the highest internet, you pay a grip. So how is it 1 minute the internet is working and it's working just fine, then the next minute YouTube is talking about, oh, we're not getting a good signal from you. Man, get the fuck out of here. So that's how I know it's always some bogus shit. And I know a lot of the times I be speaking some real shit. That's why I don't want a whole bunch of motherfuckers on my page, because I don't want my fucking videos getting audited and they trying to shut my shit down and people complaining about it, because motherfuckers that do that shit, especially hate motherfuckers. That's why I'm telling you right now, go do the research for yourself. The girl's name was Crystal Pfizer. That's the girl's name. Crystal Kizer. Kizer. And the white brother's name is Randall Volar. And he been doing this shit the whole fucking time. And he looked like the nigga, the white boy West from MTV Real World Road Rules Challenge. That's what he looked like. He looked like that motherfucker. But, of course, they gonna lock the girl up and make her to be the villain. And all she was probably doing was defending herself. But we not worried about that. You know what we worried about? Who was at Diddy's party? You know what we worried about? We worried about what, about shit that doesn't matter. I think a lot of times two motherfuckers don't care. Because we don't want to know about what's going on with us. Especially if we making good money and things is good for us. We don't give a fuck about what's going on with everybody else. That's why motherfuckers want to get on TV and cry foul for the homeless out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Man, that homeless situation been out of control. That shit been OC since I've been living out here. This shit's been god fucking awful. And if you've been in Las Vegas, let's say since the 2000s, the early 2000s, it used to be homeless all over downtown. Downtown was a goddamn dump. That's what it was. With a whole bunch of old abandoned buildings and apartments and shit and crack and heroin, all kinds of shit and hoes and shit walking around. But the city of Las Vegas, they decided, fuck it. It's time for gentrification. So let's turn this into something that we can profit off of. First of all, we're going to want everybody to start charging the park, which that's not nothing new because a lot of the casinos, if you don't valet downtown, they'll charge you like $1, $2. So that's not nothing new. But the thing that trips me out the most about it is now they put up the parking meters everywhere. Now they got code enforcement. They got parking enforcement walking around giving motherfuckers tickets and shit. Man, I've been out here for 20 years. I ain't never seen no motherfucking parking authority just straight giving motherfuckers tickets all over downtown. That is some new shit to me. So that's why, and matter of fact, I see parking authority driving all over the motherfucker. If you live in the city of Las Vegas, they driving on your shit, they giving you a ticket. Because I see it everywhere now. Every fucking where. Normally they just give you a ticket if you ain't got plates or you ain't got your decal sticker. Now it's like, oh, they looking for some shit. Because it's about money. It's nothing personal, it's always business. And we think it's business second and then personal. Because a motherfucker make you feel good and they massage your ego and cater to it, make you feel good. And if you're making a bunch of money in this, in this system, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps. If I can do it, you can do it. That type of shit. And that's what they like. That's why they like black people's talking points when it's talking shit about other black people. Once you stay on code, they know, shit, I can't fuck with this nigga. That's why they got people like Al Sharpton and Messy Jesse Jackson type shit talking and speaking for us. Man, come on, man. Al Sharpton was an FBI informant. If I'm an FBI informant, let me tell you something. I'm never doing a podcast again. And I'm getting the fuck up out of here type shit. You ain't gonna never see me again. But what happens is we use our leverage for evil. And we use it because we want to make money off of it. So we don't mind throwing each other under the bus, gutting each other like fish, talking down on each other, airing out all our dirty laundry, doing all the bogus bullshit. And while you doing that, you got motherfuckers like Randall Bolar sexual assaulting young black women. Now he dead. Now they want to put her in prison. Where are these people's parents? Where are these girls' parents at? I know you can't watch everything they do, but a lot of these young girls that are between the ages of 13 to 18 years old, they hot in the ass. That pussy is hot. And some woman has to sit these young girls down and say, look, now you're going to meet all types of men. But if a man is 30 years old and you are 15 years old, I'm not saying you can't be in love. But most likely that nigga's in lust and he wants some pussy hole and he might be trying to get you to hoe. You gotta keep it a buck with these young women so they can understand what they're getting themselves involved in. So they're not put up against the wall where they gotta murk somebody or kill somebody. Now, I don't know the whole story, but just reading it, I was just like, wow, why don't they have this shit on CNN? But they got every goddamn thing else in CNN. But they showed they got the suspect that's indicted for the fatal stabbing at Popeye. They got his black ass plastered all over CNN. And see, that's another thing. We are believing in this hype at Popeyes and Wendy's. If I'm not mistaken, I think Wendy's owns Popeyes. Let me Google that while I'm talking. If I'm not mistaken, let's look it up. Does Wendy's own Popeyes? Look, I typed it in. Let's see who owns Popeyes. Let's see. Because I'm on here right now. Let's see. Popeyes is an American multinational chain of fried chicken fast foods. 97, all right, whatever. Popeyes, Louisiana. It was formerly named Popeyes Chicken Biscuits. Okay, whatever. It is currently a subsidiary of Toronto-based Restaurant Brands International. Restaurant Brands International. Parent company, Restaurant Brands International. So let's see. So, Canadian multinational fast food holding company, which means they own a plethora of businesses like Warren Buffett's company, and he has a holding company, and they own Berkshire Hathaway. They own a whole bunch of different companies. They own RC Willey. They own Nevada Power. They own Realty. They own all kinds of shit. So let's see. Let's just see. formed in 2014 by the $12.5 billion merger between American fast food restaurant chain Burger King and Canadian coffee shop and restaurant chain Tim Hortons. And expanded, so they bought Popeyes Louisiana Chicken in 2017. Oh, okay. Okay, so that makes sense. Restaurant Brands International. So, Burger King and Popeyes have the same owners. So basically, they're brother and sister. They're siblings. And so when you go on Twitter and see them talking back and forth, hey, y'all good over there? Because we making money over here. That's just people socially mocking how black people conduct themselves and how we converse amongst each other. That's all they doing. And they're using our lingo to get niggas to go buy their shit. And then now you got a nigga that stabbed somebody over the hype of a fucking goddamn bullshit ass chicken sandwich that ain't even real chicken, it's meat glue. So go ahead and Google meat glue, by the way. Just Google it. I ain't telling you what. Google meat glue. If Vegas ain't got no farms like that, where the fuck are they getting all this chicken from? Exactly. But we don't know because we don't want to look. We are like this movie called The Snowpiercer with the dude that plays Captain America. And in that movie, Octavia Spencer's in that movie as well. Very, very good movie. Watch, it's called The Snowpiercer. And all these motherfuckers, see, I'ma just say this, and you know what? I'm about to get the fuck out of here. But I want you to know, in The Snowpiercer, at the back of the fucking train, there's one train, I talked about it before, and they're driving on this train track that goes through this fucking city, and it's fucking freezing. And they just gotta keep going on this fucking train. They can't even get off the train because it's so fucking cold. If you go out there, you'll die. So what happens is this. The train is like a long, just imagine a long ass train with the last people on earth. Well, at the back of the train, it's the poor folk, the lower class people. But guess who's in the lower class? Niggas and white people. It ain't just black people. And everybody is in the lower class, they're wearing holy ass clothes and it's cold as fuck and they got a bunk together and whether you black or white, don't matter, you all poor. Well, the people in the front, the military, they come there to make sure these people eat their food and all this other shit. Well, Captain America, the dude that played Captain America, he's like the leading person and he's always like, well, what the fuck is going on up front? And what they will do is, to invoke fear in you, they take one motherfucker, a part of the lower class system, and they put their hands out. They had these little holes where you had to put your hands out there. And then if you put your hand out there, it would basically freeze. You get frostbite. They take your hand and they bop your shit with a goddamn hammer and your shit would crumble. And that would do that to put fear in everybody else so nobody would buck up against the system. Well, long story short, they started seeing the black people and the white people work together and they started saying, dude, these motherfuckers is fucking us over. And as they go throughout the train, they see different facets of life. They see motherfuckers eating seafood. They see motherfuckers just living life, living in saunas, pools. This is what they see throughout as they make their way up the train. Then they make their way up to the train where they get to a part where it's the kitchen. And in the kitchen, they look to see, because they're eating at the back of the train, they're eating Jell-O. That's all they feed them is a mush Jell-O. When they get and they look inside there, it's roaches and bugs and shit that they dumping in the Jell-O, mixing it together, smashing it, and serving it to the people at the back of the goddamn train. And then that's when everybody snapped and started just tripping. And then they realized, oh, this is some bullshit. The perception was everybody is living like this, like the back of the train. And they get to the motherfucking front of the train, this motherfucker's in saunas. It's just a crazy movie. Go watch it. That movie had me tripping. And that's exactly how life is. Lower class people such as I thought, oh, well, everybody living this way. As I started to get older, I'm like, no, everybody's not living this way. Once you start going around to different neighborhoods and seeing what the fuck is going on, everybody's not living this way. Everybody's not broke and working everybody's not working 2 jobs to get ahead. Because we don't think about generational wealth. We're not teaching our children about life insurance policies and making sure, hey, I'm your parent, I'm your mom, or I'm your dad, and I got a life insurance policy, and if something was to happen to me, there's gonna be money allocated to you, and you just gotta do the best that you know how to do to maintain. We don't do that to our children. You know what we do? We dance, we kick it. You know, we, hey, and all this other shit, and we fuck, and we smoke, and we drink. And then when it comes time to the real shit, we not worried about it. And we not worried about the next motherfucker, like that girl that killed that motherfucker. Why is there no outrage about why y'all putting her on trial? She had to do what she had to do. Why are we not assassinating his character for sexually abusing an underage minor? Pedophile. But we not looking at that. Now, it'd be different if, let's just say, it would be different if they put that on blast like they do R. Kelly. But see, they gotta maim and make an example out of us. That's what they do all the time. That's what they do at corporate America. They do it all the time. Because what trips me out about the dominant society, white people, is they've been the most volatile, vile, dangerous, backbiting, gully, sinister motherfuckers on this planet the last 450 years. But somehow they've got us where we have to transform and conform into what they want us to be for us to be successful in their system. We gotta make them feel comfortable around us. When the first terrorist act was not Timothy McVeigh's bombing, it was Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was the first terrorist act in the United States of a motherfucking America. And they did not like melanated people coming together, supporting our own, and moving as a unit. They didn't like that. So they said, fuck those niggas, we'll just drop bombs on them. And that's exactly the first terrorist act that was committed in the United States of fucking America against black people. But it's so funny how nobody ever wants to talk about that. And there's the thing. I don't care how much the dominant society people are your friends. Most of them will not renounce white privilege, and they won't give up their white privilege. I'm not asking white people to give up their white privilege. I'm asking you to do as Dr. Frances Cress Welsing teaches us. Tell us what is being said about us when we're not in the room. Use that white privilege for good, not for evil. Use it so you can help the next melanated brother or sister. Not the bonehead ones that don't want to learn, the motherfuckers that do want to learn, the motherfuckers that do see that this is a bullshit and it's fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Use that shit for good. Where are the Keith Forsyths and all the people that was in that book, The Burglary? Where are those dominant society people at? I don't need you marching with me. I don't need you writing signs and picketing and marching. It's nothing to me. You know what I need? I need the yams, man. I need the yams. There's too many goddamn Varnell Hills and Hollywood motherfuckers out here. And there's too many black people being a fucking Varnell Hill to other black people. That's why I like Mike Epps, how he said, look, it's gatekeepers, but I'm a good gatekeeper though. I plug and put a lot of people on. Like Nick Cannon, he's a good gatekeeper. He's always doing shit for our people and putting people on. If it wasn't for Nick's Wild 'N Out show, we wouldn't know half those people that's on there. But who else is being a good gatekeeper and putting other people on? No, it's a whole bunch of goddamn Varnell Hill motherfuckers out here that's just on some, did you miss me? And doing it for the camera, talking about, I do it for the children. That type of shit. Knowing good goddamn well they don't give a fuck about no goddamn children. A lot of motherfuckers love to be Steven from Django and love to hate their own people because they feel empowered, because they want to get the pat on the head by daddy and mama. And I'm not talking about black daddy and mama either. So you got to understand what the social game rules are. Understand that perception is people's reality. So whatever you create is what people gonna go with. Straight up. If, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told Malcolm X, if you give them this dirty water, they'll drink it. All you gotta do is make it seem like it's appealing and make it seem like it's all worth it. And then once they drink it, they all fucked up, you're gonna be laughing at their ass. That's why they got everybody thinking that all this fashion and Gucci and Louis and Fendi and Nike and Reebok, they got everybody thinking that, you know, these are the trends because this is what wealthy people wear. Have y'all took a picture of Bill Gates when he's out? The nigga be wearing Crocs, dirty jeans, and white t-shirts. He don't give a fuck about no fashion. He don't care. That's us who makes fashion our God. And I get it, you want to look nice, but not to the point to where you can't even post bail to get yourself out the fucking county jail. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that can't post bail. It's a lot of motherfuckers that get regular goddamn speeding tickets and they don't even know you can go to an attorney and pay them motherfuckers and they'll handle the rest. And all you gotta do is pay your shit. And they'll extend the shit so long where you ain't even gotta pay your ticket right away. But we don't know that. No, we pay the ticket, we go to the courtroom, we be on some sucker shit and goofy shit and go in there and try to get an extension. And now you're doing all this other shit, you can pay an attorney. Oh man, I ain't trying to do that. Put the weed down, nigga. Put the drink down, nigga. Stop going to the goddamn strip club and maybe you can have some money so you can pay an attorney so you ain't got to worry about ever going to no fucking court. I tell you that right now, I don't go to court. Unless I absolutely have to if I get a ticket. I'm going to an attorney. Boop, here you go. Pay that money. Done. Don't want to deal with it no more. But the average person don't know that. That's why when I went and I was had jury duty, I saw so many people in there trying to pay tickets. And I was like, damn. And I see motherfuckers that was parked where I parked at. And I'm like, and I see nice cars. And I'm like, well, damn, motherfucker, you got a fresh ass whip. Why don't you just go pay an attorney? See, we want to look like $1 million and ain't got a quarter in our pocket. Perception. So we will create this perception that we got. You know how many people I've been around, they create this. I remember I saw a nigga with Gucci belt on and Gucci shirt and all this other shit. That nigga was, then I'm like, oh damn, man, that nigga, I ain't never seen no nigga, you know, that fresh ass Gucci belt. Oh, this nigga's doing it. And then I just watched. This was at Cheyenne Community College. And I just watched. I didn't think like, well, what the fuck is he doing at this community college? I'm thinking like, man, that nigga's doing it. And the only thing I could do was like, well, let me just watch. I don't know why I did. So we all going to our cars, getting our cars to go home. Guess where that nigga was going? To go sit at the bus stop. Because the bus stop is right outside community college. When you walk out of Cheyenne Community College where the parking structure is, that's exactly where the bus stop is. And that nigga was right there waiting in front of the bus stop. Oh, he was Gucci down to the socks. But the nigga was on the bus. And nigga, this ain't New York or California where public transportation is great. Nigga, when I was at Cheyenne Community College, public transportation wasn't shit. And it was hot than a motherfucker out there. I'm talking about, yes, oh yes. The temperature was on hell status. So that's why I was like, damn, that motherfucker was sweating like a pedophile at a kindergarten graduation. And I was like, God damn. But you know what? Hey, man. You know, what are you supposed to do? It's up to the person's mind how he's been socialized. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening. I appreciate everybody subscribing. Go look up Curtis Flowers. Go look him up. Go look up Curtis Flowers. Then what I want you to do is I want you to go look up Crystal Kaiser. Then go look up Randall Voller. Just go look it up. Google it. Their names are synonymous with each other because the bitch killed him. And that's what he get. Nigga, you can't, look, let me tell you something. There's more predatory motherfuckers out there than you know that are a part of the dominant society. They just not gonna let you know that because we gotta create this perception that evil is good type shit. Like, it's good to be evil. Except when you're a nigger. That's a fact. And look around you. I want you to look around and see who's in your circle. Are they bringing anything to the table mentally? Or are what they doing is dumping their dirty energy laundry on you and then going about their fucking way? That's why I keep my circle tight. I'm mostly around my relatives. I just been real busy. I ain't really been able, to handle certain things. But I'm telling you right now, there's no such thing as friends, only associates. I remember my mom when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I'd be with my mom. Then my mom would want me to invite my friends, and I slammed the door in their face. And she'd be like, why you doing it? Are you embarrassed? I'm like, no, I'm not embarrassed of where we living or none of that. She was like, why you don't want your friends in there? I said, because they don't let my ass in their house. And I didn't say ass, I said, mama, they don't let me in their house. So why am I about to let them in here? And I remember my mom, I used to love Pizza Hut. So this is in the 90s. Some people don't like it. This one Pizza Hut was good. It was probably still fucking meat glue or whatever, but it was still bomb to me. And my mom used to always give me Pizza Hut. And sometimes she would ask me, Warren, I'm going to go get Pizza Hut. What you want? And I'm like, oh, I want pepperoni and I want pepperoni and sausage. She's like, okay, cool. And then my friends be like, damn. And she would go and we'd be sitting outside of the house and she'd bring it right back in front of my friends. And they'd be like, you know, like they didn't, you know, they would be like, man, I'm hungry. And I'd be like, yeah, man. And then I'd be like, Mom, you just put it up. And she'd be like, oh, they want some? And I'd be like, no, they don't want none. And they'd be like, oh, man, well, we hungry now. And then my mom would pull me to the side and be like, Warren, you know, they hungry too. And I would say, they don't feed me none of the food that's in their house. And I was young when I was like this. And she'd be like, but Warren, you can't be like that. No, yes, I can, mama. And you can ask any of my relatives, they know, oh, Warren is a selfish motherfucker. He not giving nobody a motherfucking thing. You gonna have to earn everything. And that's exactly how you have to do. You have to be business and never personal. And once you let motherfuckers know that you business and never personal, there's nothing they can never say to refute it or go back and argue it or be contrarian to how your ideology is. See, I had this belief system since I was young because I never really believed in having a whole bunch of friends like that, because at the end of the spectrum, I'm watching what you're doing, not what you're saying. Everybody can say that you're your friend, but there have been plenty of times where I've hung around friends as a young kid and seen I had to wait outside. I couldn't go in their house. I couldn't use their bathroom. I couldn't eat nothing. And then when it come time to want to come hang around my house, they want to come in. They want to tear shit up. They want to treat your shit like shit. So these are things that you have to understand how you socialized. And I just thought differently. Like, no, them motherfuckers ain't my friends. That is the same thing with you young teens that's out there driving cars. Everybody, each one needs to teach one. If you have a teenager, whether it's a nephew, brother, cousin, daughter, stepchild, anybody you know, teach those kids responsibilities of driving a car, and not that you are a goddamn taxi and you driving everybody around. Because niggas will ride on you, and then when they ain't got no fucking, when you ain't got no gas or nothing, they gonna get a ride with somebody else. And you gonna be stuck holding a hot potato. Each one has to teach one responsibilities, mindsets, what it is. Don't be afraid to teach anybody that's younger than you, hey man, you don't want to go that route because that route is fucked up over there. Everybody, I feel, needs to make their kids watch The Matrix, whether they want to watch it or not. Make them watch and break it down in simplistic form. And if you don't know how to break it down, go on YouTube and fucking type in Dr. Phil Valentine breaks down The Matrix. Again, go on YouTube, watch Dr. Phil Valentine breaks down The Matrix. And he'll tell you all you need to know about what the fuck The Matrix is and how it relates to real life. Because they need to understand that they are a slave as soon as they come out the pussy hole. As soon as you get a birth certificate, you are a fucking slave. You are a number. You are already in debt. And if they don't have any generational wealth, oh, not only are they a slave, they're a second-class citizen slave. Because they don't even have a status. Even they don't have no fucking generational wealth, no bread, and no status. These are things that we need to be socializing our kids. Stop just telling your kids, oh, you can be just like Obama. Stop saying that. Because I'm going to come behind and tell you, oh, you can be like Obama? Well, ask your mama if your grandmother got $500,000 for you laying around somewhere that they going to give you. Most black people ain't trying to give up a motherfucking thing. Most black people that do have access to capital are still trying to be in competition with the young motherfuckers. I see that all the time. It's not about being in competition. It's about making sure that your family is in a better situation than what they started off with. That's why I'm tired of black people trying to mimic the Jewish community. Stop doing that, because you're not trying to mimic the Jewish community, because they live and die by a code. And we don't. We don't have a code. The Jewish community is totally different from how the fuck we get down. They're not going to allow their children to suffer. They're not going to be sitting on the hill, access to all this capital, and then they kids out there fucking struggling and working 10 jobs. I've never seen that. That's a fact. Ever. And most Jews, you're not even going to know they got money. They're going to wear regular fucking clothes and drive minivans. I know. I'm around them. I see it. I've had friends that were Jews. I'm talking actually straight Jews, bar mitzvahs, all that shit. You ain't going to know they got money. Because they're not going to let you know that they got money. Because they're not going to be a peacock and show it. They're not going to show they don't care. You know where their money is at? Stocks, bonds, money market accounts, T-bills. The things that matter most. Go watch the show Ray Donovan. We watched Ray Donovan, and it was a part where a white dude, he was an Irishman, or Italian, I think Irishman, and he robbed a whole bunch of motherfuckers, pulled a whole bunch of licks, but he couldn't get to the safety deposit box because per the laws, if somebody goes in there and takes anything out of that safe deposit box, the FBI gonna be there because they know it's stolen shit. But by law, the FBI can't seize the safety deposit box because of laws and how they've been written. Of course. Well, Ray Donovan has somebody go in there and take it, and they switch the rule. And then when Ray Donovan gets a chance to sit down and look, guess what he got? T-bills, treasury bills. See, they try to tell you what the fuck the game is. It's just motherfuckers don't pay attention. That's because we too busy worried about what the Lakers gonna do and what the Clippers gonna do and what LeBron gonna spend his money on next. You know, and all this other shit that these people are not even worried about you. They're getting paid to play basketball, and you're getting paid to clean toilets. That's a fact. Man, the game is so fucking cold. I took a test to go be a fucking janitor. When the fuck did they start testing niggas to be a janitor? To fucking sweep and mop and be a floor buffer like Martin. I said, God damn, this is some crazy shit. But that's what life is about. Know the social game rules, because they do apply. It's game rules with real consequences. So if you don't know them shits, you better fucking go learn them and stop hanging around motherfuckers that just want to smoke weed and philosophize all day and acting like they're some type of goddamn Plato or Socrates. You better get the fuck away from them niggas and be looking at them like, oh, this motherfucker on the hamster wheel. I gotta go. I gotta make moves. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that I know. You know, it's so funny. I talk about this all the time. It doesn't matter what your age is as long as you're grinding. That's all I care about. I don't give a fuck if you 40, 50 years old, you grinding. As long as you grinding. As long as you're not sitting around the house scratching your fucking ass and smelling it and telling everybody else what the fuck they need to do. Those are the type of motherfuckers I can't be around. And you need to understand what it's about too. And don't become one of those motherfuckers. But hey, man, I appreciate it. Everybody listening, subscribing. Hey, man, go Google that shit. Google Randall Villar. Go Google Crystal Kaiser. Just Google, just read it. Look at it. So when you want to talk shit about R. Kelly, go read that shit. And if at least his family ain't saying shit about him, then why the fuck is everybody else? No, because they're trying to make money. And the dominant society always loves when we tear each other down. But they're never gonna back some Harvey Weinstein shit. Never. We ain't even talking about Harvey Weinstein no more. Or Epstein. We don't even talk about these motherfuckers no more. Because they don't even exist. You know why? Because they have faded to the black. Like, oh well. Now we on to the next fucking story. Let's talk about Bill Cosby and all this other shit. So you notice they got Bill Cosby. You notice they got everybody else. But when it comes to their own motherfuckers, ooh, well, yeah, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, he died. Ooh. Well, since those niggas were on duty, well, now, guilty niggers, we gotta blame it on you. Gotta blame it on you niggas. You niggas are guilty of everything. So remember that shit. Hey, man, this is No I Don't Know TV series. Hey, I don't claim to know nothing. I'm just reading books like everybody else and gaining the fucking knowledge. That's all I can say. Go get the book In the Matter of Color. It's a very, very good book. Right now, I'm reading Behold the Pale Horse. The motherfucker got me hooked. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening and subscribing. I'm Warren G in the place to be. I'm out. Peace.